Hello, it's Ian. I'm back here again. So I got the clutch in, and yeah, it went pretty good. It was a little bit easy. It wasn't as hard as taking the clutch out. I'll tell you that much. So I'll show you what I did. Got the clutch in with a new 10-spline clutch plate sandwiched between the clutch and the flywheel. It's all in. Now, I want to talk about something. You know, most of this work is done in a garage. I mean, there's a handful of us out there working in the streets or at home, and shade tree mechanics, what have you. But I don't have all the tools. I don't have what do you call that? An air wrench? What do they call that? I can't think of it. You know, it's a pneumatic wrench or whatever. I don't have an air compressor. But I make do with what I got. And I'll show you two things that I needed to do the job today. First of all, I ordered this. It's very cheap. It's $2, but it's like $10 for shipping. If you're smart, you order everything at once. You don't pay shipping for some stupid $2 item like this. So this is to align the clutch plate with aligns the clutch plate with the engine, with the flywheel and the engine and the transmission. If I can show you, it goes in like this. See, goes in and aligns the clutch plate correctly. You know, I showed you earlier. There's like a recess where the clutch plate hits the flywheel. It's kind of recessed in there. So I guess just as long as it puts it in the ballpark of where it needs to be. I don't think it doesn't align it from what I can see. That clutch alignment tool doesn't align it perfectly dead center. You kind of have to then wiggle it to what looks dead center. To me, it should have. If I had designed it, seems like it would have aligned more like with these, so everything lined up perfect. But I guess it doesn't really matter. But it gets it in there lined pretty good. Yeah, it's plastic. I think they make more expensive ones made out of metal. Some guys use like the shaft from an old transmission for the clutch alignment tool. I mean, if you have one of those lying around, you could use that. Also, like mentioned, in most garages you have pneumatic. You got the pneumatic wrenches and all that stuff. Okay, air wrenches. But I had an old Allen. I have Allen wrenches, and this is what is this? This is a 5mm Allen wrench. And that's another thing I want to mention. British cars use the Wentworth system for most of their nuts and bolts. They use Wentworth. It's not metric and it's not American standard. So yeah, if you're some rich guy who can afford all the Wentworth tools, you can order them online. I don't think you can buy them anywhere locally, but you can order them. And unless you live in England, I guess if you're living in England, you can get them all over the place. I have a collection of American standard wrenches and millimeter European millimeter wrenches. So this is a 5mm Allen wrench or hex drive that I had in my collection. And then when I took it off, I was struggling. I had to hammer in this 5mm Allen wrench, and then put a vice grip on there. I was alternating between a vice grip and a adjustable crescent wrench to get this to have some torque on this. And then I said, you know what, this is ridiculous. I was putting this thing back on, so I really want to torque it in there good. So I said, let Let me see what I got. I found this in my toolbox. It's an old hex drive. It says a Fuller 210 3/16. And by God, it fit on the 5mm, on the end of the 5mm Allen wrench, and I just hammered it in there real nice and tight, and I made a tool. You know what? I'm going to keep this just like this. I'm going to keep it just like this. And if I ever need to do the clutch again, I got the perfect tool now. I'm going to hammer it right here on this side right here. And then I got this nice handle to really torque it, you know? Like, perfect. I mean, I was so happy with that. So that's it. The clutch is in. I got the old transmission. I'm going to take that, put it in a plastic construction bag and bring that upstairs. Eventually I'll bring it to storage. And then I'll bring down my new reconditioned 1971 Mark IV transmission and put that in. And then I wanted to show you something else. I got the transmission mounts. I ordered them. And one of them wouldn't fit this transmission. I had to order brand new ones. I couldn't get the screw into this transmission here. So I jerry-rigged it. I couldn't get the threads. I think the threads were stripped out in the 1500 transmission. So I had ground the threads down and get it up in there because I was just desperate. And I'm impatient. I like to get things done. I was able to just get it up, grind these threads down, just jam it up in there. But I don't want to do that. So I took that. Let me prop the camera up for a second. So I took this. So that's where I had ground it down to get up into the old transmission, into the 1500 transmission. But so then I said, you know what? I don't feel like ordering another engine mount, another tranny mount, and I have to wait a week, maybe 2 weeks for that to be delivered. And then it's like a $3 item that I got to pay $10 for shipping. I said, you know what? Let me use a tap, and I'll make some new threads. And originally I had the 1/4-inch tap, and it just kind of didn't work. I bought it at my friend's hardware store, and it just sort of made a cylinder on top of the other cylinder. It made like a post on top of this post here. So I happen to have an old die set that I got in Portland, Maine years ago with this old toolbox you're looking at. This thing's probably 50 years old. And it worked. I got I don't know what that is. I mean, it's small. I mean, it's not as strong as the original post. I mean, they're usually this thick. But when I look at it, this thing's going to be in that transmission, screwed into that Mark IV transmission. All the weight's going down. The other one's going to be good on both ends. And then I got this. I've done enough construction. That's about the thickness of a nail. And you know, try breaking a nail, it's like impossible. I think that's strong. So I put screw in to the transmission at this angle. Then I'm gonna use this. Use some washers here for a spacer. And I'm gonna use this nut for more of a spacer. And then I got these for more spacers, and that brings it right up to where. Oh, I hope I didn't lose that special. I hope I didn't lose my special one-of-a-kind nut that I had for this. Then I got this. And then that should be right where I need to do to put that nut on there. All right. Oh, here's the nut. I found it. And then that nut was in my collection of crap. I save every nut and bolt if it's still usable. Look at that. You know what? I think it'll be fine. Most guys would order a new one. I'm impatient. I want to get this transmission in. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching, and wish me luck. Like and subscribe if you wish. Have a great day.